BarbacoaCore, a podcast network.
What is up, everybody? Thank you for checking out a new episode of the BarbacoaCore Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick C. Huerta. Thank you for listening. Today, I am joined via phone call. We're trying something out. We're doing a test here. We said, fuck Zoom chats. Zoom chats just play it out. And plus, he just got an H6 that he wants to play with. So I was like, let's fucking do it, man. So welcome to the podcast, Brendon Potter. What's going on, man?
Thank you, man. I got a lot of things to play with, but the H6 is up there. It's like top 6.
Yeah. Dude, everybody's going wild with like their podcast stuff, like Amazon selling out of podcast mics and hair fucking shit. But so everybody's starting their new podcast. Everybody's ordering their podcast stuff. So it's cool, man. The H6 has like been great for me. I had a different recorder when I started the podcast, and I just I couldn't get the sound right, you know. It was a great device, but not for podcasting. But
not for recording, you know, people's audio. Not for that.
Yeah. It was when I was trying to be like a solo artist, a solo musician, and I was doing like the looping and all that stuff. It was great for that, you know. But the H6 has been great for podcasting, so I'm pretty stoked about that. What you been up to, man? How you doing?
Dude, I have been up to basically the exact same stuff because I've been working every fucking day during this.
Yeah, right.
So basically all I stopped doing was comedy. I just started staying home and not spending money out.
Yeah. How are things going with the wife and kids now that you're home all the time?
Incredible, man. Like, it's nice. Like, it's going to suck to leave them when we go back.
Yeah. Like, you didn't think like, oh, that Chris Benoit guy, he kind of had a good idea, no?
Dude, Chris, okay, so here's the deal. I don't know WWE, man. I know the name.
Oh, yeah. But you know what he did.
Yeah, like, I know you like greased up, like, buff dudes, but that's cool. I mean, I'm not into it, but...
Yeah. It has its moments, man. It has its moments.
Let me guess, you watch WWE for the articles, right?
Yeah. Well, see, I'm so old school, I still call it WWF every now and then. Like, the whole E, that's when I kind of, like, fell off the whole thing.
Wait, so what's the difference? Because I don't know either of them.
Well, World Wrestling Federation was the WWF, and that's what it was from the beginning, from the get-go. But something WWF is also World Wilderness Foundation. Whatever tries to save like the animals, forests, endangered species or whatever. So I guess somehow they got into a legal battle over the acronym WWF. And so they're just like, well, we'll just call it entertainment. It's entertainment instead of like the
fuck that noise.
Federation.
Fuck
so
that.
World Wrestling Entertainment.
Fuck that. No. So what is that? We don't even know what that thing is called. What's it called? The other one that was like, no, that's our acronym.
Yeah, it's the one with the little panda in it, I think. The WWF.
Panda Express?
No, it was like they were trying to help the endangered species, which it would have made more sense if they went to, you know, E, you know, World Wilderness Endangerment stoppage or whatever the fuck they were trying to do.
So what's the deal? So what have you done before? Did you know them before then? And what have they done since then? Or is the WWE or the WWF the one that clearly should have that fucking acronym?
Yeah, I guess they just figured, since we were our entertainment and stuff. And what happened was like it just switched over. Like everybody just like decided to just start calling it WWE. And like I think I'm the only one that still remembers WWF, you know, because I used to go when they came to
You're
to town.
Only one.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, but like I just like, why did we change it? When did we change it? When did we all agree on this? You know, like is this something we're all cool with? Because everybody's just like, oh yeah, WWE, all that stuff. So, but I think the Chris Benoit was WWF times. So it's been a while since that Chris Benoit. But that's what I think when everybody's like, two things since this pandemic. I didn't realize so many people had kids. you know, because like
Yeah.
because you see them all the time, and then they're like, oh,
Guilty.
I'm a teacher now. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know you had kids. And, and then people are more pro choice now. I think they changed their
Right.
stance on that, and then people are probably like that Chris Benoit. He, you know, I get it, you know. But
I don't get it at
you're-
all, man. I don't know Chris Benoit at all. All right, here's the deal. What if you were the only one, like legitimately the only one on Earth who remembered WWE and WWF?
I know. I mean, I know I'm older than a lot of people. Like to some people who are really into wrestling now, like all they know is WWE.
Yeah.
I want to say it changed, like, but like not until like I was like 15 or so. So I don't even know exactly when it changed. I could Google it. I'm sitting in front of a computer, but I'm not gonna. I just
They
know it was
transitioned.
yeah. It just transitioned. It dropped the. Oh wow, that is a transition because it dropped one of its limbs. Oh no, it added a limb. Okay, good for them. That's progressive if you think about it.
It is.
You know, they're like, something's missing. You know, I just don't feel right in my body. I need to make a change. And they transitioned and they added a limb and became E. Wow, that's very
And-
progressive. I just thought of that right now.
I don't understand Chris Benoit, but I hope a reference back to him makes sense.
Oh, so you don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, so Chris Benoit, like because he suffered from CTE. So, I mean, that's what they said. But
yeah, he was French.
He killed his family. But he killed them like he strangled them like when they're in wrestling holds. So wrestling is real. I mean, you could say it's fake or whatever, but you know, a hold will choke you out if you don't let go or if you don't, you know. So he killed.
Are you talking like outside of TV? He killed his family.
Yeah, in real life. In real
What?
life. Yeah, he killed his. He's strangled like his wife and his two little kids, and then he put. This is going very dark, and it all started from a joke. I was joking from the get go and stuff, but now I got to explain the joke, which always makes it more funny.
Yeah.
But so he strangled.
But you're
his-
explaining to somebody that literally doesn't know. Like I don't know.
Well, because you kept repeating Chris Benoit, and like you're like, yeah, I don't get it, but I didn't realize that you didn't get the reference at all. But so he went crazy with the CTE, you know, banging your head on the floor, jumping from speeds, you know, just mashing and banging your body around, caused like a lot of brain damage. And so he strangled his wife, strangled his kids, left like Bibles by each of the bodies, and then he hung himself with his like the Bowflex, the exercise machine. You know what I mean?
A Bowflex?
Something like that. One of those.
Finally, somebody used a Bowflex. Jesus.
Yeah. And
It's all
and so
dusty and shit.
That's what I was talking about. How parents probably don't think was a bad idea, but this joke went on too long. but that's the reference I was trying to make with that. Chris Benoit, rest in peace.
I don't know. In my experience, it's really, really common to explain jokes.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it help or hurt? Like you're asleep.
Wait, stuff's supposed to help?
Yeah. So that's cool, but yeah, and that's the thing with me. Like I never stopped working. Like you've been going out, you've been working every day. Well, except the weekends, your regular schedule. Like a lot of people who are going crazy are the people that aren't working. You know.
Yeah.
So
Or even you, like you had a big change regardless. You're still working, but you're staying home way more obviously than you ever did before. So even though you're still working, you had a huge change.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm working from home now, which is great. I hope it never changes. Did you see the Thunderbirds fly over today?
The Thunderbirds?
Yeah, you didn't see the planes, the pack of planes, fighter planes or whatever, fly over the city.
No, like it's the Super Bowl? No.
Oh, okay. I guess they just did it in San Antonio, and then they released.
Dude, what neighborhood do you live in, man? I'm sorry.
No, they went over everywhere. They went over like it was supposed to be like a celebration, like we were with you guys. But then they released the chemtrails, and I was like, oh, they're just delivering COVID to everybody. You know, so let's speed it up a little bit. You know, because I'm always sketched out when I see planes like really. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be like beautiful or whatever, but why? What are they releasing? Like, what are they putting in the air? Like right above us and all that stuff.
The same shit just the shit a jet engine produces.
Yeah. So that
Dude, I don't buy into any of that chemtrail shit.
you don't. You're not really a
not-
conspiracy theorist.
Not at all.
Theorist?
Not
No.
at all, man. Nope.
See,
I don't get it, dude. I don't get it, man. Like just how much. Okay, so let's take this one. So the chemtrail. So the first time I ever heard about this, I was 16. I drove my first car I ever owned. It was a 1991 Acura Legend. It was the sickest fucking car ever. I drove it down to a gas station, and as I'm filling up my car for the first time ever, this dude pulls up next to me. He's got to be like in his 50s and does not look great. And he's like, "Hey man, look up." And so I like step to the side and look up, like past the gas station awning at the sky. And he's like, "See those lines in the sky?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Those are chemtrails. They're dropping chemicals on us." And he went on this rant, and I was just, all I did was like, yeah. He totally ruined my like first gas up moment of my car. I fucking hate this dude.
That's such a nerdy thing. Like I guess I'm just not that into cars. Like I don't remember the first time I gassed up my car.
I lit candles, man.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. You wrote about it in your journal.
My diary, but yes.
I gassed up for the first time. That's adorable, man. See, that's like you say weird stuff. I mean, we're in this group chat with some buddies of ours, and we say some really bad stuff, and then you bring out like a story like that, and I'm just like, wow, that's very nerdy. That's very wholesome. Like, it's so weird how you could be like play both sides of that stuff, you know. Like I come off like an asshole, so when I say something nice, everybody just thinks I'm being sarcastic. And I was like, no, sincerely, guys, I really like you guys. Like y'all are my best friends. And they're like, okay, you're being a dick, you know.
So you don't know me well enough to know that that's how everybody knows me too. Everybody thinks that I'm sarcastic all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like so staying home more, which is good, but it just now people are trying to get back to normal, you know, opening up stuff. I think LOL is going to have their first show this weekend, and then just trying to get back to normal and stuff. And I'm still very apprehensive about it.
Can I drop a bombshell on you? Because I know you're apprehensive about it, and I actually did this waiting to talk to you about this, knowing I was going to talk to you. I just bought my ticket for tomorrow night's show.
You just what? You got an online ticket?
Yeah, I just bought my ticket for tomorrow night's show at LOL.
You and your wife?
No, just me.
How are you feeling about that?
Great. I'm so fucking excited to see all those comics, man.
Who else is on the show?
So the ones I know for sure, I'm pretty sure Raul and Cabaza, right? That's who I'm pretty sure. That's who I'm excited to see.
Oh, okay. Well, I just thought it was like Raul's show. I didn't know who else was on it and stuff. Man, good for you, dude. Like, I wish I didn't care so much. I wish I wasn't so careful and stuff. I see people like fuck around and stuff and like just be in groups and not face masking, not quarantine, not social distancing, and I panic. I panic so bad. But at the same time, I was like, oh, I wish I didn't panic. I wish that this wasn't so stressful for me, you know?
Do you have an inhaler?
Do I have it? No. Do I sound like I'm out of breath?
No, I just wish like you just seem like the type of person that would like see something like that and just like hit the inhaler like to just like calm down real quick.
No, man. I wish I had something. And then I stopped smoking. And I was doing good. I stopped smoking back in March, right? It's May. So I've been doing...
Good for you, man.
Yeah. Well, because I got so worried that like this pandemic that affects your lungs, you know, I'm already pre-diabetic. I'm already obese. I really shouldn't be, you know, challenging...
We're all pre-diabetic.
Yeah. But I shouldn't be challenging this thing with harming my lungs, you know, at this time. And then... So I get over the hump, right? I haven't had cigarettes in over 2.5 months, whatever. And then I hear something about how cigarette smokers aren't being affected as much as non-cigarette smokers. Like something about the chemical and the nicotine. So I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like I should have been smoking this whole time. Because instead of smoking, now my eating has gone up. So I gained like 30 pounds since this whole thing.
Where the
man.
fuck did you read that from? Like the Marlboro Express or something? What
See,
the
that's
fuck
the
are you
thing
reading
too.
this from?
That's the thing too. Like who's this? And this it's all like hearsay. You know, it's other people's reading stuff. I just listen to other people's thoughts on headlines, and I go like, oh, I think I could agree with some of that. You know, I don't read.
Okay, here's the deal, man. Like, I get that, like, people will be like, oh, is an egg a day good for you? Is a glass of wine a day good for you? Nobody's like, is a cigarette good for you? They're like,
Yeah.
more at 6.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as opposed to like apparently cigarettes are more safe than vaping. You ever hear that? Like vaping, people get like vape lungs and all that stuff, like kind of like pneumonia from vaping.
So I haven't, but I thought it was really funny that, like, if you look back at like the 50s or 60s or just whenever, when like all the doctors were like, yeah, like cigarettes are cool. And then they smacked their like assistant on the ass.
Yeah.
Like cigarettes were cool.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden, 20, 30 years later, we see the long-term effects of smoking and all the cancer it causes. And everybody then starts to condemn smoking. And then like vape, all this vape shit comes out and everybody is like, this is the shit. And from the outside looking in, I was like, why aren't these just our cigarettes? Why don't we see these 10, 20, 30 years out, all the problems that they're going to cause? You can't just take like vapor into your lungs without consequences. I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah. Have you seen, it's a new show on, you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
That Upload, have you checked that one out?
Not at all. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's like a mini series. It's pretty good, dude. Like it was very like cool. The whole premise is like you, instead of dying, like you make a choice of just dying naturally and going to heaven, quote unquote heaven, or you could have your body and mind and all that stuff, memories, everything, uploaded into a virtual heaven type thing.
Okay, look, I was in Mormonism. This shit sounds incredible to me right now.
Yeah, dude. Like it was ridiculous. But it was so good. Like I thought it was really good. We watched it all like 8 or 9 episodes all in one night because they're like 30 minutes, so they're easy to like fucking get through. But one of the characters was dying, and their disease was straight up called vape lung.
Vape lung?
Yeah.
Ugh.
So and it was set like in 2030s, like 2030. So like futuristic, but not that far futuristic. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, like instead of just calling it like lung cancer, they called it vape lung from vaping. Because he thought vaping was the better choice. But
yeah, like smoking sounds better than vaping, and vape lung sounds worse than cancer. So yeah, it's fitting. Like you died of a lesser thing. You got vape lung.
yeah, but I mean, same symptoms. I mean, he was there coughing and doing all that stuff. But
Just water dripping out of his mouth.
yeah, that's what that's what it looked like. But it's a crazy show, man. Like, I mean, if you have time, you should check it out and stuff. But
Have you ever recommended more shows to anybody than during this whole fucking quarantine?
no, not at all. Because I wasn't really a watcher. All this stuff that we got, like we had Netflix and Hulu, and that was it. Ever since the pandemic, we've gotten a Comedy Central app or whatever.
Oh,
And
I need to get that.
It's good, man. It's pretty good. And then Amazon Prime, like so many different apps, like just binge watching, viewing apps.
Yeah.
Because we weren't doing. Because like I said, like back before all this, I was out every night. We were out most of the time at night.
And proud about it, That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, bud.
yeah. But yeah, man. Like for a while, I was watching like the most garbage stuff.
What do you mean for a while? You still do. You do.
Well, more so now for the pandemic. I don't know, but like just garbage television because I didn't want to think about anything and stuff. But I'm kind of a little bit jealous. Like I don't feel like I've got to feel this whole quarantine pandemic as much as people that. I mean, I'm glad that I'm still working.
Right?
Because I mean, there was a moment right before all this where I almost lost my job. Well, not almost lost it. I almost
quit it.
I almost quit because I wanted to go on the road. I wanted to do comedy shows, and I didn't want to, turn down any shows. And then this pandemic happened, and that's just like that was a game changer, lifesaver for me, being able to work from home.
Right.
But I mean, I haven't done anything. I haven't done any writing. I haven't done any like. I think I detoxed myself from that comedy drug, you know. And
well, can I tell you something that may come off preachy from somebody who shouldn't come off preachy?
okay.
I've listened to your episodes, man, and it bummed me out to hear that, because when you said you were like on the verge of quitting your job because you were sick of turning down shows and stuff, I was like, God damn, dude. I cannot tell you how jealous I was of that. Like, I can't tell you. And then you were like, yeah, and then all this hit, and I just kind of stopped. And I was like, what? Like, what the fuck are you, like, what a 180, man. How do you make that turn?
Well, because like, the shows. I mean, my year was starting to get really busy. You know, I approached comedy very slowly. You know, I didn't do a show until I was in it for a year.
Right.
So then going into my second year, stuff started picking up, and like I was supposed to go to Dallas to do one of Irma's shows. I was supposed to go to McAllen to do another one of Irma's shows, and then I was supposed to go to Abilene and San Angelo to do some other shows. So I was getting excited, but I had to say no to that Dallas show and then McAllen show, and I was getting like so pissed off. I was like, I've worked my ass off to get to the point where shows are being offered to me. Fuck this job, you know, all that stuff. I was like ready. I was ready to put in my 2 weeks. And then this thing popped off, and I'm just like, thank God I didn't put in my 2 weeks, you know?
Yeah.
Because the company's kind of, they made an investment on sending people home. Liability wise and as far as keeping the office going, we're saving them money, but they had to invest money to send everybody home. You understand?
Right. You gotta spend money to make money. Yeah.
Yeah. So they would have totally accepted my resignation. Like, no fight, no nothing. You want out?
Right.
Here's your chance. You're out. You know. So I'm
See
just
ya.
yeah. No, because you know how some companies like, well, is there anything that we could do to convince you to stay? You know.
Yeah.
You know,
as you walk out of the door, you're looking back. They're not looking up from the desk.
Yeah. So it could have been like, oh, you want out? Good. You're just saving us like X amount of dollars, you know, right now.
Right.
So, and then when you're not, when everything's shut down, when you're not going out, you don't have that urge. I mean, I guess you felt it too, like that whole like depression from not being able to go out, the whole still like the FOMO thing, even though everything was shut down, like you're still getting hit with that. And then one day it just stopped having an effect on me. You know, I realized nothing's going on. I'm not missing out on anything. And then that whole handle, that whole that hold that it has on you, that comedy has on you as a drug, so quote unquote drug that it is, just wasn't there anymore. You know, and I feel like if I did go back out now, like I'm just gonna be saying the same jokes, just fatter, you know. Like I don't have anything new, so I'm kind of disappointed in myself about that. But at the same time, I haven't had that downtime that a lot of other people have to keep this going or create new content, create new ideas, you know.
All right. Well, here's the deal. I'm gonna be your Pete Carroll. So how long has this pandemic been going on?
Since
how many weeks?
March 17th, so that's 8 weeks.
Okay. How many more weeks do you think this is going to go on?
I don't know. I mean, I think they're trying to get everything back to normal. They're trying to open up the city little by little.
So, like, give me a ballpark weeks.
Probably another like 4 to 6 weeks. They're going to try to get some type of stability of the world.
So, as a Seahawks fan, Patrick, you are in the third to going into the fourth quarter. That is when we fucking shine, bro. Like, Russell is unstoppable. So why don't you just buckle down, write some killer shit, and then you don't have to be disappointed in the first 2.5 quarters that you played this game where we didn't throw the ball at all and we kept running it on 2nd and 9. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're fucking hilarious.
So just don't do that.
like just hold on, man. Like you know it's gonna get better. Like you know you can do this.
I actually have. I mean, okay. So here's something I actually wanted to ask you about going into this. I've written a few things, and even before all this shit, like I would write something that I thought was funny and I would run it past people, and you get mixed reviews. And then same with the stage, right? Like I would run stuff past people and they'd be like, I don't know, man. And you go on stage and you're like, oh, that was actually pretty funny. And vice versa. They'll be like, oh yeah, that's pretty funny. You go up and it doesn't work or whatever, you know? I've written a few different things and I don't know what I have. Like I haven't delivered it. I haven't said it. I haven't worked with it on stage. So I could be sitting on like a few jokes that are great, or I could be sitting on absolute bullshit. I have no fucking clue, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how are you feeling about it and stuff? Like, is it different? Are you taking a new direction? Are you trying different things? You know.
So right before all this hit, actually the last set that I did before we all stopped was the longest set I did, where I went wire to wire. I did like, I think just over 12 minutes. I think I did like 12 and a half, maybe, of like pure jokes. And I was like, I felt like it was a decent set wire to wire.
Yeah.
At the time I was trying to lengthen everything out. All my jokes are very quick. Mm-hmm. So I've been trying to convert into like a longer, like I need my jokes to be longer. I don't like having a joke and then it ends and then I need another joke, you know, that's going to last 20 seconds. So I've been trying to like stretch things out, and I don't necessarily know how to do that because I think in such short segments. So I've been trying to like write stories. I'm trying to tell stories more, which is not something I do, because when I tell stories, the story just ends and people leave. Nobody reacts to shit.
Yeah.
So just like that story.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. The motivation that came for me for writing, for constantly writing, was because, I could try this out. I could know if I need to throw it away once I try it out at a couple mics, you know?
Right.
So now that motivation's kind of gone, I'm just kind of like, I'll write whenever it starts up again. I'll just start writing again when it starts up again. And I don't like that. I wish I had like constant stuff. Like we send jokes back and forth in the little group chat that we have. I think my jokes have gotten darker and darker. And I don't know if that's going to work for people, you know. Like dark comedy. You think that's going to be the way to go after this all comes out? Like, what are people going to want? Are people going to want like real stories? Are people going to want just silliness? Like, I'm an idiot. I say stupid shit, and that's what I was working on. That's what I was working towards the whole time. And now, like, the things that I've been writing lately have just been like, oh shit, that's pretty dark, you know?
Oh, that's just a diary entry. Let me just copy and paste that over to my therapist real quick.
Yeah, but I like it. It makes me laugh. Like, diving into like stuff like that, it makes me laugh. But like, cause I'm always trying to like figure out different ways to open, because for the longest time my opener was always the same. Right. And so I'm just trying to like figure out a new way to approach it. So like the one that I sent out yesterday, I don't want to say it because like whatever, but it's very dark. It's very like, oh shit, this guy's you know, what's his problem, you know, type of thing.
Yeah.
And I it's funny to me, but I don't know if it'll be stage funny. And
right.
So I don't know, man, because that's the whole thing too. Like we're only like 2 years in, right? Like more or less 2 years.
Yeah.
Like we're still trying to figure it out. We still don't know.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I still ask people stupid questions like, how do you write a joke? Like you know what I mean? Like I have no fucking clue what I'm doing.
Yeah. And that's what just bums us out, because it's like, oh fuck, so are we going to start over? Does everybody start over? Like, how is it going to be, you know? Like, I would be so nervous. Like, I'm nowhere near like Kabaza or even Rose, like the time they put into it and stuff. But they're going to be their first show in 2.5 months?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Like, what would be good? like I wish them the best. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do fine, but I mean, I couldn't be on a show tomorrow, you know.
Me neither.
And that's why
So-
I refuse to do the online stuff because I'm not even ready. Like I don't have any confidence to do that.
Online's
by
different
myself.
to me.
Yeah.
No, so I booked. So like my ticket that I bought was tomorrow night is the first show. It's the first show back. I want to be there. I want to be in the first show back. Every comic on that show that at least that I know is on that show, I fucking love, man. And I want to hear shit.
Yeah.
Fucking dogs, man. In the background, I'm sorry, man, if that's coming through. My bad.
I
But
don't know.
I want to hear what's on their mind. I want to hear what the difference is between me and them. I want to hear what the difference is between what I wrote during this break and what they wrote during this break, if there is something. Because I know there's a difference, and I know it's a big difference, and I want to see what that difference is.
Yeah. Nah, man. And so, what? Are you a mask wearer? Are you gonna wear a mask at the show?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. No, yeah. Oh, yep. Yep.
What were you gonna say?
No, man. I was like, dude, Jesus, are you accusing me of being in the Klan? Come on, Patrick.
No, man. Just a face mask, not your hoodie. You leave your hoodie at
Yeah.
home. So I don't know, man. I mean, good for you, man. I wish I was ballsy enough to go to a show like that. And maybe I might, because what he's doing, like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, they're doing shows.
Yeah.
Ah, man. I mean, I should. I mean, I want them to have a good show, have a good turnout, And
Yeah. That was the other thing. I'm like, all right, I want them to have a good turnout. And I'm like, okay, well, I am part of that turnout. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I hate when people do that shit. I hate when people are like, yeah, man, my buddy is like putting on this show. You guys should go check it out. And they don't go check it out. So,
Was that your thing? Were you a go out to places guy?
not really, just because, kind of had a family. And I actually, before I got into comedy, I would, unless I was like flying to like music festivals or something just to like go see music.
Yeah.
I was basically just at home or working.
Dude, I want to get back into that. Like I haven't been to concerts in so long.
Yeah.
I miss that. But at the same time, like, man, like the concerts that I went to, getting mixed up in the mosh pit, getting other people's blood, sweat, and tears all over me, like that was never an issue before. It's kind of
Okay.
gross, kind of cringy. A lot of people stink. But it was just like, oh man, I'm having such a wonderful time. Like now, if I go back, I don't know if I could mix it up like that. Like it's
Here's
just
what-
like so bothersome to me.
It's bothersome. Here's what I don't understand about you, man. Like, you have problems sleeping, which is just basically staying still and resting. So how can you go to a concert and mosh and shit or play drums and shit and your body isn't like, hey, we should shut down? I don't understand now that, like, what?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it doesn't make sense. The drinking helps. I've been drinking a lot. I'm trying to stay sober today. I'm trying to do a 1-day sober thing.
Is it working? Wait, okay, so you chose the day that you were going to chill with an ex-Mormon to not drink? I was going to, like, cheers you, man.
Oh, my bad, dude. Yeah. Well, just because I feel bad for my wife. Like she sees me. Like she always has to wake me up or roll me off the couch to put me in bed. And yeah, so she's like, "Can you not drink till you pass out tonight?" I'm like, fine, I won't drink at all. Because once I start, man, I don't stop until lights out.
Yeah.
Which is pretty bad. I need to stop my drinking, or just learn how to know when to say that's enough.
You sound like a Dare commercial. Jesus, Patrick. Sometimes sobriety is cool,
Yeah, man. Like, okay,
Okay.
when shows start back up, I'm gonna be sober for the shows for sure. With mics, I'm
fuck
sober
that.
at mics. I don't even have one beer before a mic. So I mean, I can do it. It is possible, but right now it's just like, well, why not drink? So we'll see.
Well, You and I are like the opposites, and well, I guess technically I'm like the opposites of most people in this regard. But like I later in life left Mormonism, and so now I'm getting into drinking. And like most people I know are like, man, I need to sober up just a little bit, you know? Like
You're like, dude, I just started. Who am I gonna drink?
I know.
with?
I'm like, yo, dude, I just learned this thing called shotgunning, and they're like, dude, come on, man. Like I have kids.
Yeah, dude. Like we're all like fucking like adults. We're supposed to be adults and shit. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So have you started anything? Any projects since this whole quarantine's been kicked off?
Yeah, you know what's funny, man? You talked about this earlier. You were talking about everybody starting up a podcast.
Yeah.
My wife and I had actually planned to start up a podcast before all this. We were like saving up to buy a H6, and we were going to start our own podcast.
Yeah.
So we did that, and we saved up, and we just had to make sure we didn't buy an H6 instead of feed our family through this. So, you know, we had to like take actually like an extra month and be like, can we just make sure we're responsible people?
Yeah.
So, but we bought an H6, and we're about to come out with like our own podcast. I'm actually really excited for it, man. It's hard to come out with a podcast right now because everybody does the same thing. And
Yeah,
everybody does, you know, everybody's starting one right now is what I mean.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, hey man, like I'm bored. You're at home. Check this out. And I don't want to be just that. And I will be, unfortunately, but we want to keep it going afterwards. We were planning on doing this the whole time.
That's awesome, dude. So what's it going to be? Like just catching up with each other, talking about, you know, your comedy? Or what do you think? What's the idea behind it?
To be very honest, we don't care if other people listen to it. It's really just for her and I. It's more of just like us hanging out, having a good time. We're going to talk, like, we think that we have fun conversations. Mm-hmm. And so if you want to come hang out with the Potters for a night, like fucking come hang out, you know?
That's
so,
cool, man.
I didn't want it to be like necessarily just like conversations. I want it to be all stuff that we do. Like, you know, I don't want anybody else's music on it. I don't want anybody else's shit on it unless we have guests, you know? So like, I want to do like skits. I don't know exactly what that. We're bouncing around like a few ideas of stuff that we could do on it just to make it like different. So it's not just you tuning into my fucking annoying voice.
I like couples podcast, man. I like it. Like Javi Luna, he has one called the Original Gordito, where he does it with his wife. That's adorable. You know, I've done a couple episodes with my wife. We tried doing another one on Cinco de Mayo, but I was gone, dude. I was shit-faced, drunk and stuff. But I mean, we have fun with that. Like nobody really cares, but it does. It helps with content. It could help with comedy, and it could help with the marriage too. You know, like you're working on a project together. So that's cool, man. I think that'll be fun. I'll listen to it because I like couples podcasts. Like there's this one Sam Morril and his girlfriend Taylor Thompson. I think that's her Thompson or Tomlinson, something like that. They started
Ladanian?
Huh?
Ladanian?
No, Taylor Thompson. Thomas? Taylor?
Okay.
Sam Morril's girlfriend.
Ladanian Tomlinson. Got it. His girlfriend.
And they're doing like a movie podcast where they introduce each other to movies that they haven't seen and then discuss it later on. LP from Run the Jewels started a podcast with his girlfriend. His girlfriend's a comedian, or his wife, sorry. His wife's a comedian, so they started a podcast with same thing, watching movies and then discussing them, talking shit about them.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it's fun. Like you just like it's fun to have an inside perspective on couples.
Yeah. That was fun about Quarantine Buddies with you guys. It was fun to see you guys bounce off each other because I know you as Patrick. I don't see you as like married Patrick.
Yeah.
I see you as single Patrick when I'm looking to score. You know what I mean? Are you up?
And that's another thing too. Like besides almost losing my job, you know, or quitting my job. We almost quit the marriage, you know, and the quarantine has kind of helped us put it back together. So that's another thing that makes me nervous about going back to the real world. You know, are we going to survive separate lives?
Dude, I just realized, okay, the ultimate, like, you don't get a raise is like when your wife just doesn't give you a boner anymore. You're like, hey, look, I'd like a raise. And like, not anymore. We reached the threshold. It's time to start paying you less. You don't raise me anymore.
That's an asshole thing to say for sure. No, everything's cool, man. Like everything's really cool. So I'm pretty worried about, especially going back into comedy, going back where I'm out every night.
How do you think your first set's going to go?
Oh, garbage. It is going to be garbage. Because all I'm going to be thinking about, like I said, I haven't worked on anything new. So my first few sets are going to be just the stuff that I knew worked before all this stuff. And you're
not going to address COVID at all.
You can't. Everybody's going to be doing it.
How can you not address a global fucking pandemic, Patrick? How can you not get on stage and first thing you do be like, so...
Yeah, where y'all been the past 2 months, you know?
Yeah, you can't get... How do you not do that?
Because everybody's going to be doing it. Everybody is going to be COVID jokes and stuff. I make COVID jokes, but I put them on Twitter or Facebook and stuff. I'm not going to put
I'm not saying you got to make COVID jokes, but you definitely got to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to have something, just a little jab. That's one of my favorite things about your comedy, actually, is I love that you have tons of jabs, man, like tons. You just keep... I feel like every sentence you write is a joke. Or sorry, every sentence you say on stage is a joke.
Yeah.
Or at least you get to that point, and I don't get to that point.
Yeah. Well, I try to... Well, you look like you are very okay with silence. And not in a mean way. Like, you check in every now and then to make sure the audience is listening or the audience got what you just said. Opposite of that, can't stand silence. So I don't want to, like... I don't even breathe up there half the time. You know, so that's why I just keep saying. That's why I just keep saying stuff, because if I'm quiet, it's only because you're laughing, and if I'm quiet and you're not laughing, I am pissing my pants. You know,
right?
So that's why I talk so fast, or I keep saying stuff, and because at first I would just keep saying stuff and it wasn't funny, so I was like, okay, well I gotta say stuff that's funny if I want them to laugh. You know, so there's pressure there, but. I mean,
I love that compliment. Like you're the type of comic that really shines when nothing's happening.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and here's another thing too. Like I had a dream the other day because I was.
Oh shit! This is your Martin Luther King. All right, so Martin Luther King. So deliver it. You had the dream. Deliver the speech.
But I think it was fucked up because I took a couple of milligrams of melatonin, and then I was drinking a lot of whiskey. So I had a dream that I was doing a comedy show like in my grandma's backyard, and I was like saying something good. The one thing I remember, like a punchline being, was like, "What is PETA gonna do about the thunder?" And everybody just starts laughing. Why? I don't know. I don't know what that means. But as soon as like that happened, I see a car like go around the corner and just start blasting people like shotgun and AR-15, like just bah, 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 bah. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? It's just a sign like, don't go back to comedy, you're gonna kill a lot of people. Or some, I don't know.
Or maybe you're gonna murder, bro.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
But
I wrote that down because I was like, what does that even mean? Like, I got a good laugh from the audience in my dreams, but it doesn't even a joke. Like, what is PETA going to do about thunder? Probably because it, like, rained that night, and my wife's dog, hates thundering, and so he gets all freaked out. I was like, PETA should really do something about this. But, I don't know. That's so stupid. But then a lot of people died. Like, it was a mass shooting at my grandma's backyard comedy show. I don't know.
These dreams go dark, man. Yeah, you are writing dark shit. Yeah, maybe don't open your set with the shit you've been writing. Good call. Yeah, maybe you just slip straight into that proven material.
Yeah, it's really dark, and I like being silly, and I don't mind playing the idiot character, because you know what? It's not really a character, bro. You know, like I'm really not.
I live there.
Yeah, I'm not that smart. But I don't know, dude. But
I don't think I can play silly. Now that I think about it, I don't think I can play silly. I've tried a couple times, I think, and I can't do it.
yeah. But I am kind of eager to get back to normal. Get back to normal as far as comedy, where it goes, going out every night and stuff. I really want to work on being one of those people that don't give a fuck about COVID, germs, how close people are, who was on the mic before me, you know?
Well, maybe now you don't choose that time. Maybe like a couple years ago, you were like, you know what? I'm going to take a brave step. Maybe not during a global pandemic. You don't make that choice.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
What kind of weird Stockholm syndrome shit is that?
It's really fucked with me, man. And I had OCD to begin with, and now I have like panic attacks at grocery stores, you know? And
yeah.
I don't know. It kind of sucks, dude. But I don't know. So when are you going to release that podcast with you and your wife?
We are going to set a record date of Friday and hoping to have it up by Sunday.
Nice,
sorry,
dude.
or like Monday. We're thinking about, so we want it to be, it's going to be called Two Peas in a Pot, or sorry, Two Peas in a PottCast, like Potter, you know.
It's adorable. I love
it. But we were like, I was like, well, I guess in that case, we have to release on Tuesdays. You can't be like the Two Peas in a Podcast release on Monday. It's just Two Peas on Tuesdays. So
that's good. That's strategy right there. You're like, you built a whole campaign around this whole podcast idea.
Well, I was like, it doesn't have a ring on Monday. Just literally just thinking about it for 2 seconds. Jesus, Pat, come on, man, wake up.
Oh, that's good, man. Yeah, man.
Somebody's like, what day should we release it? I'm like, Monday. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, like there's a strategy to all that stuff, to release stuff. Like you don't want to release it on the weekends because I don't listen to podcasts on the weekends. I listen to them at work.
Yeah. Unless Pat's boss is working.
Yeah.
Wait, goddamn it. Unless Pat's boss is listening. Jesus Christ, Brendon. One too many Michelobes.
Yeah, man. And I was actually, I talked to you about an idea for a podcast that I want to do. Cause I like just chopping it up, chewing the fat with the BarbacoaCore, but I think it would be kind of fun to have like an actual idea or a theme behind it and stuff. And
something like opposite Seinfeld. I got you.
Opposite, yeah. It's nothing. This time we're gonna do something. So I don't know. Maybe like when you get the podcast with your wife going on a regular schedule, we could talk about ours. It'll be fun, dude. I'm just trying to like put out like content, keep it going. And that was another thing too. Like I was gonna take a break this whole time without podcasting, because I just figured like, what are we gonna talk about? You know, COVID. But
right.
Then my mind and my like because I have like this little speech impediment, you know, and I've
diagnosed or no?
Well, I mean, how do you diagnose?
The told me everything I need to know.
Yeah, like nobody says like, "Hey, you stutter a lot," you know. I did see a speech therapist in elementary school, but like only once. I was like, okay, I guess that's fine.
You saw her once in the hallway. You were like, "Hey, what's up?" Or you're like, "Hey, what's up?" She was like, "You have a speech impediment," and you were like, "Got you."
Well, not only my stuttering, but I had, and sometimes it comes back. I have a problem with my S's. So she made me go to her class once, and she's like, "Tell me about your summer," and I just had to
Jesus Christ, that's cruel.
I had to say all these S words, and I guess she said like, "No, he just like it's okay to sound stupid. I mean, there's nothing we could do about that."
Jesus.
But yeah, like not doing the podcast. My speech was kind of dwindling, and my stutter was coming back, and it took me a while to get my words together. So I was like,
dude, you were legitimately reverting to caveman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your speech was going like you were like falling asleep at night. You're getting hairier.
Yeah, man. Like words were like disappearing from my vocabulary.
You're funny to me because you speak in 21st century hieroglyphics. You speak in only GIFs.
Well, I use pictures because I don't know that many words.
See, and I use words because, like, I don't know anything that happened in the real world.
Yeah. That's fucking hilarious, dude. Like, oh, that's so funny. Like, you can't use gifs because you don't get the cultural connection, you know, or like, I don't know how many times I said Chris Benoit until I figured out that you didn't even know who Chris Benoit was. And you're like, oh yeah, he sounds French. Like, yeah.
You sound like a French douche.
Yeah. That's funny. You should look him up. Look up his story. Good story. The ending was kind of sketchy, but good story. Oh, man.
Hey, I guess I lost a phone call with you.
What happened, dude?
Dude, I got an Amber Alert, and it just, like, fucked over my phone.
Oh, that's so funny. I just got one, too. Did you stop recording?
No, I didn't stop.
Okay, no, me neither. That's crazy. Like yours,
Did you even read her name? I'm guessing it was a her. Jesus Christ, Brendon. Jesus.
Oh yeah, Willow's. Oh, I don't want to say it.
Willow Sermons. Hey, everybody, keep an eye out for Willow Sermons.
But that's so funny how like, I wonder if mine shut off or did yours shut off?
I don't know, man.
Because like, what if it's an Amber Alert where they just shut off all white guys' phones? Like, stop what you're doing because this might pertain to you.
They had white alerts. John Travolta died. We got a white alert.
Yeah. We got a code white. Like all white people get this. That's funny, dude.
That's hilarious, dude. We got a job opening at Nordstrom's. We got a code white. Just blasted out.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Well, cool, man. We could wrap this up. This was fun, dude. I'm hoping it sounds really good with the whole H6. You know what, dude? I never did your plugs. I usually start off with and I know like you got a lot going on right now, but still, that's the format, and I should have kept it with that. But what do you got going on, man? And then where can people find your podcast, and when can they expect to find the podcast?
Well, when we release it, I guess I'm not going to be like, you could find it here where we haven't released it yet. So we're just going to release it where everybody releases podcasts on Apple and iTunes and all that shit. So whatever.
And it's 2 P's in a podcast?
Yeah, like Potter is our last name, like Harry Potter. So PottCast
instead
of podcast.
Adorable, dude. You know how cute that is?
I feel like I lose whichever way I answer. Which one's the less gay answer? I choose the less gay answer.
No, I think I like wordplay, and I think it's fun. I think it's adorable. So yeah, 2 P's in a podcast. Social media. Where can people find you at?
My Twitter and Instagram are Pots on Fire. Did I ever tell you how I got that username?
No, Pots on Fire.
Yeah, Pots on Fire. So growing up Mormon, Mormons are very hesitant to technology, especially social media. So as a kid, when I feel like parents were anyways, regardless of religion, sorry, they were kind of on edge about stuff like MySpace. Like, did your parents care about MySpace?
No, not at all.
Okay, so yeah, maybe it was just a Mormon thing. My buddy, who was Mormon, started up his own like MySpace, and his parents found it, right? So they're like, we're going to log in. And so they have his username, they enter that, and they're like, what's your password? And he's like, I'll enter it. And they're like, no, what's your password? His password was cock on fire. So just because, he's like a teenage boy, just because it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
So he tried to spell it like a way where he was like COCKONFIRE, like, you know what I mean? So I just, ever since then, it's like Pots on Fire. That's me.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. So did you have a MySpace, or was that like not allowed in your
I did, and it was not allowed, and I got grounded for it. I actually got grounded for a really long fucking time for having a MySpace.
That's so insane, dude. Like it was harmless. Like what did they think was going to happen?
Yeah, one of the Mormon kids that I knew, his mom found out that I had a MySpace, and she told my dad. Jesus. Well, like Dude, how great would you feel about your life that you ratted on some 14-year-old kid for having a social media account?
Yeah, dude, that guy sucks, man.
Has his favorite song is fucking Fall Out Boy. I don't know.
That was the best part about it, man. Like you could like choose different songs to like play on your page, which was kind of stupid to like how annoying is that to click on somebody's page and get like Avenged Sevenfold or some shit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like all right, Backcountry, we fucking get it, dude. You like,
Yeah, but okay, think about this. You're in like a spaghetti top. You have like bleach blonde hair, and you click on somebody's page and Avenged Sevenfold starts playing.
yeah,
Like you're gonna give a blowjob to that dude if you're some chick.
man.
You bet to
But yeah.
score some Xanax.
But that was the idea of the podcast that I want to do with you, man. I think I love nerding out on music, and when I did that show with Larry in Laredo, like for like the whole car ride there and back, we just fucking nerded out on music, and it was fucking awesome, dude. Like we're talking about producers, and this guy was in this band and this band and that band and stuff. And I like doing that. And a lot of people aren't really into like music and stuff, and you seem to always want to learn new music, and you listen to different music than I do and stuff. And so I thought it'd be like good to trade out like albums here and there, give each other like a week to like listen to it, you know, and then we give our, you know, defend your album pros and cons. Do you like that? Liner notes and stuff, you know. I don't know. I just thought that would be fun and stuff, but
Yeah, here's what you don't understand about me. I like all the worst music. So,
but
like,
see, that's the whole thing. Like, it's all subjective or objective, whichever one pertains to.
It's
It's all, like,
subjective, yeah.
subjective. You know, like
object is like that's an object. We can't debate that that's an object. Subject is like the subject is the best music.
all right. What, you think you're better than me because you know the difference between objective and subjective? I mean, get the fuck over yourself, bro.
All right. So, did we just admit that we're going to start a podcast called Mansplain? Maybe we could do one where it's racially motivated. It's just white splain.
Why does everything have to be racist with you, man? Like, why can't we just have black and white fun? I mean, like,
That's what I was trying for, man.
but no, man, it'll be fun, dude. And like, we'll switch off, and I'll give it a honest listen. And who knows, maybe you could find your next favorite band, you know, and then maybe I'll find something new with people that actually sing, you know, like pretty boys that sing about heartache and breakups.
People that look like Davey. I got it.
Yeah, man. That'll be fun. Also, another thing is, as soon as I pay off some bills, thanks to my stimulus check, I got stimulated this morning. I am going to buy a drum set.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude. I'm really looking forward to it. Very simple, very basic. Just a kick drum, snare, floor tom, and a couple cymbals. No rack
I had
tom.
no idea that was basic.
Well, no toms, no rack toms. Not like a shitload of. The whole thing is I want to break down and set up without breaking a sweat. And
Ooh, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, as these days go on, it's tougher and tougher. Like I'm sweating just talking
Winter
about
or
it,
summer?
you know. In an AC, in a temperature controlled area.
Stairs?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. That is a deal breaker. No, I will not play your venue. You have stairs.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Do you have a handicap accessible ramp?
Yeah. Can I just play out here?
I know my ADA rights.
But yeah, man. And then I know you play guitar a little bit. Maybe we could have a little jam session and stuff. The whole thing is like when I was in bands, like I got really carried away and I would get pissed off. Like, oh, you can't rehearse on my time. Well, then fuck you and fuck this band and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to keep my expectations low, you know, maybe just have a monthly jam session, you know, if you could keep a monthly schedule.
Oh, I definitely could. Yeah, like a cycle. I got you.
Yeah.
Like we could sync. We could sync them.
We could sync up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun, dude. But yeah, I want to get back into playing drums. I want to get back into going to shows. I want to get back into going to places where I actually say I'll be there.
Wait, are you serious about going to shows?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a show tomorrow night. Joshua Cabaza's on it. Raul Sanchez.
When the coast is clear. When the coast is like legit clear, you know. When
Corpus? It's never clear. It's always murky.
Yeah. But we'll see, man. But yeah, I mean, we lost the whole world. The whole world just shut down. Who knew that was even a possibility? You know, the whole world just shut down.
Bill Gates.
Nobody does. You fucking nerd.
I love that he called it. People were like, "Yeah, but it's Bill Gates." So like, fucking nerd. Exactly what you just did. Like, yeah, it's Bill.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So when everything opens up again and concert, as long as it's not expensive, dude. Like fucking Deftones tickets are like $100. I remember when I saw Deftones for $20, you know, at Sunset Station or at what's that, Sunken Gardens, you know.
Damn, that was back when they could hear too.
Yeah, so something within my budget, I'm down to go, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna take out a loan to go see a band.
You're not gonna take out a stimulus.
Yeah, unless it's like a festival. Gotta
I would take
festivals again.
I will take one stimuli.
Yeah. But cool, man. This was fun. Everybody can find you at Pots on Fire. Enjoy the show, man. Let me know how it goes. We'll keep your mask on. All that good stuff.
I'll show you a cool handshake when I see you next time.
Yeah, for sure, man.